The Amazing World of Gumball has multiple episodes that are censored or just fully banned in some countries, such as the dress being banned in the Middle East and North Africa due to Gumball being naked, wearing a dress and Darwin being in love for him, the Oracle also for Gumball being naked, the name for Richard being a man mom, the bros, the shell, and the romantic for having romantic themes between Gumball and Penny, the matchmaker, the slide, the girlfriend, the love, the comic, the man, the drama, and the shipping, all being banned or censored for having romantic themes whatsoever. Two of these episodes are actually banned in multiple countries. One of these episodes being The Slap, which is banned in Russia, Middle East and North Africa, and Turkey. And then another episode, The Lady, being banned in Middle East and North Africa, Turkey, Asia, Russia, Europe, and Poland. The Slap follows Gumball and Darwin trying to come up with a new way to greet people before Darwin says that Tobias' way of greeting people is by giving them a high five and then slapping their butts. Just before we see Tobias come over doing this to literally everyone, even Darwin, but when he gives Gumball a high five, he doesn't slap his butt, and Gumball at first is like, oh, he just knows I wouldn't take that, but then of course gets really sad as he's literally the only person he didn't do this to. So then after their gym class, as Tobias tells everyone good game and slaps their butts, Gumball creepily smiles at him and then makes himself taller to try to get him to do it to him as well. And then later on they meet again, and Tobias clearly starts to feel awkward as hell around him, but despite this, Gumball just arches his ass out, basically asking him to slap it, even raising his eyebrows up and down at him. So of course Tobias just gets up out of there. But because of this, he of course pledges that he's gonna make him slap his butt no matter what. But we then get a montage of Gumball just shoving his ass in Tobias' face and failing to get him to slap it over and over until he goes home and just starts to sing like he's in a fucking Disney movie.
Just a tiny bump, a casual little hey there for my lonely run.
This is such a good song, but actually the weirdest one in the entire show. But anyways, Tobias then goes to slap Darwin's butt again, but Gumball jumps in the way to take the slap, but Tobias chooses to slap himself instead, which knocks him out, and Gumball then says once again just an actually insane line.
Oh wait, it still counts if he's unconscious, right?
At least he realizes what he was doing was wrong, but actually he doesn't really, as he then takes it even farther, luring Tobias onto the roof so the two could share a deep experience trapped together and become so close to the point where, in Gumball's words may I add, won't only slap his butt, but will kiss it. But Tobias, being upset at Gumball for tricking him here, instantly tries to eat him, and the two just start to eat each other, which was really gross. But as that wasn't working, they realize they have to work together, they want to make it out of this, so the two then sing once again a Disney movie ass song together. But as nothing they do works and they start to believe they're gonna die here, Tobias asks him why he did this, and Gumball says that he just wanted to slap like everyone else, and he says that he thought he would have hated that, and Gumball says he just wanted to be included. But then the two just start to straight up hallucinate, which was pretty cool. But then they pass out and wake up to Rocky and Darwin saying that they were looking for them for days. And Darwin tells Gumball that he hopes that he learned his lesson and that you can't force someone to be your friend or slap your butt. But then Gumball is like, oh wait, yeah, that was the point of this. I gotta get him to slap my butt, forgetting everything he just went through, which was pretty funny. But then as Tobias walks through the hall, he says what's up to Gumball and gives him a high five and then actually slaps his butt. And Gumball is just fucking shocked by it. But then of course slaps him and is like, why would you do that? You can't just go around slapping people's butts. Gumball gotta be bipolar or something, bro. This episode was banned for it revolving heavily around homosexual and nudists, which yeah, it very much did, but banning it for that is kind of weird. But moving on to the next episode, The Lady. In this episode, school gets canceled for the day, so Gumball and Darwin go back home, but then a strange woman opens the door and then she runs away. And then Richard opens the door with lipstick smeared on his face, which made them question who the hell this woman was, as it seemed like their dad was cheating on their mom with her. And then on top of that, Richard lies to them saying that she's his personal trainer and that they were going to the gym. So they then follow him to the store, but then we see Richard go into the bathroom and just put on makeup and a whole outfit and become this woman. And then Gumball and Darwin see her talk to their, I guess, friends whilst not knowing this. But Richard, who is this woman, I guess, tells them about their new boyfriend, who they then go to meet at the park, and then Richard hides behind a tree and pretends to kiss himself, and Gumball and Darwin see this as well and just continue to think that he's cheating, which was really sad. Even though he isn't, I was still very confused why he was doing this myself. But Gumball and Darwin then confront him and yell at him for what he's doing, and Richard still feels like what he's doing is wrong, so he decides that he's gonna end it. But they then see him come out of the bathroom dressed up as this woman and realize that he's not cheating on anyone, he was just pretending to be a woman so he could have some woman friends, I guess. Richard then reveals to his friends that he is a man and tells them that he tried to make male friends, but when he did, it just didn't go so well. So he did what he had to do, but then they all reveal that they were actually men this whole time as well. Well, two of them at least. They then all say they can just keep pretending to be women and being friends, acting as if if they aren't men, which was pretty funny. We then get a montage of them hanging out and then see the end on them with music playing like they were in a sitcom, and Gumball and Darwin just leave and the episode ends. This is definitely a strange episode, but touches on some real topics for sure. The only reason that this episode is banned is for Richard dressing up as a woman, which is obviously pretty homophobic, which is the same reason that most of the episodes that are banned, which goes for the slap as well, obviously, which is pretty sad. But these episodes did air a while ago when most shows were getting censored for that or even canceled at the time, such as the Steven Universe episode where Ruby and Sapphire, two same-sex gems, get married, or even the Adventure Time finale where Princess Bubblegum and Marceline kiss. So this was definitely just part of the times back then, but nonetheless, it's pretty wild that it was happening. Not to say that it isn't happening now, but definitely is a lot less. But anyways, that's going to be the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all in the next one whenever that is.